This is Sarah Lyle reporting from London. Before News Corporation announced this shocking decision to withdraw its bid for B-Sky B, things were looking pretty rough for the Prime Minister. In a series of bruising exchanges today in Parliament, he was criticized for his ties to the Murdoch empire, for his decision to hire Andy Coulson.
The decision to employ a tabloid editor meant that there were a number of people who said this was not a good idea, particularly when that tabloid editor had been at the News of the World when bad things had happened.
The decision to drop the B-Sky B bid, I think, gives him a little bit of breathing room now because there's not this issue hanging over his government's head of whether or not this bid will go forward. The Prime Minister today has announced the terms of the inquiry that he said he would convene.
It will be judge-led. It will take its powers from the Inquiries Act. It will be able to call people under oath. And I think this is absolutely vital. And as I say, there are three pillars to this. There is the issue of police corruption. There is the issue of what happened at the media. And there's also questions for politicians, past, present, and future.
One suggestion now is that there should be much greater transparency between reporters and politicians when they have meetings or socialize together. It will need to be out in the open. The latest opinion poll showed, and this was on Sunday, that Cameron's approval rating has not dropped, but that the public was very, very upset about phone hacking, about the Murdoch empire, about the News of the World, and also about the B-Sky B bid.
Big news today. Are you surprised?
I think the rule with Murdoch is always be shocked, never be surprised. He's an incredibly strategic thinker. If he feels that by pulling back the bid on B-Sky B today means longer, better health for the company, he will do it.
So is this about B-Sky B or is this a larger issue? I mean, when you think about News Corporation writ large, this was obviously one of the big sort of strategic issues hanging out there. But does this put less political pressure on them today?
I think it takes the pressure off this much because in Parliament, all the leaders were standing up and saying this is not a time for corporate moves. This is a time to clean house, to come clean about the whole scandal. He's taken this off the table for now. So yes.
This deal was always said to be a James Murdoch deal.
Right.
And so I'm curious how James Murdoch, the man, will ultimately fare. He's also someone who obviously was in the midst of this hacking scandal. So what does this say about the relationship inside the Murdoch family and empire?
Well, it was James's idea to shut down News of the World, which was very dramatic, and a lot of people think Rupert wouldn't have done that. News of the World was the first paper he bought outside Australia. Newspapers are his first love. He still spends 80% of his time dealing with newspapers, to the point that he rewrites headlines. James is a strategic thinker like his father. He ran B-Sky B. He very much wanted this deal. In the long run, this may still be the best way to complete the deal.
So you think that 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, they can still come back at this?
Yeah, I think they can come back. Don't forget, when Murdoch wanted a waiver for his television stations in New York, he waited, 10, 15 years? He's always been a guy with very, very long horizons. And even though he's 80 years old, that hasn't changed.